What's happening, guys, and welcome back to the channel. And this weekend sees Chelsea travel across London to the Emirates to take on Arsenal in the first London derby of the season. And joining me today to discuss this is resident Arsenal fan of the channel, Luke Webb. So Webby, thanks for joining me, mate. Looking forward to this one. Obviously not the kind of start you wanted last Friday against Brentford, obviously getting off to a poor start in reality. From your perspective, what needs to change for Arsenal for them to try and get anything out of this game on Sunday?
I think firstly, Brentford with two things that we made defensive errors. So the first goal was so avoidable, and then we conceded from a long throw, which Arsenal, whether we like it or not, have been susceptible to like defensive errors for as long as I can remember now. So we do that and we've got no chance of winning many Premier League matches. But really, for me, it's about like converting our chances. And I know against Brentford, we were without Lacazette and Aubameyang, who it turned out had COVID. So they're probably not going to play the Chelsea game either. But we got into great positions against Brentford, didn't really have a cutting edge. And then as soon as Brentford get their one chance, they score, and it just, with the crowd behind them, it just becomes a tough game to get back into. So certainly we need to improve our focus at the back, not give away stupid goals. And then when we do get in good positions, actually try and make something of it, because those two things combining didn't lead to a very good performance last week, unfortunately.
And in terms of kind of personnel and formation, obviously Martin Odegaard signed in the week. I think he's probably going to be unavailable for Sunday due to a visa issue. And the likes of Aubameyang and Lacazette are missing. What sort of lineup are you expecting? Are you expecting pretty similar to Brentford? I mean, I would imagine that Bukayo Saka would probably come back into the starting lineup. And given Ben White's struggles in a back four, do you expect Arteta to match up Tuchel and go three at the back?
Yeah. I would be surprised if we stick with four at the back. So I know that Arteta wants to play 4-2-3-1 long term, basically what Pep plays at Arteta and what Pep plays at City. But for this match, I would be surprised if we stick with two in the central defence. I think when you watch last week, White, I know it was his first game, but struggled aerially. Chelsea have obviously got good aerial threat if Lukaku plays. You've got pretty good delivery into the box. So to counter that, I would think you'd go with three central defenders, likely to be Pablo Mari, Ben White, and probably Rob Holding might come into the side. And then you play 3-4-3. So I'd imagine it'll be Lokonga and Xhaka in midfield again. Tierney at wing back, perhaps Cedric Suarez at right wing back, and then your attackers. I'd expect Saka to come into the team. Smith Rowe keep his place. Odegaard unfortunately isn't ready visa wise. I think the interesting thing for Arsenal is the striker, like who plays up top. Obviously Balogun played against Brentford. It'll be interesting to see whether he sticks with Balogun. I know Martinelli's been pictured in training playing in that position, or whether he goes something a bit more random like Pepe through the middle. So that'll be interesting, because I can't see either Lacazette or Aubameyang being fit. It'd be a huge bonus if they are after their COVID illness.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think from a Chelsea perspective, for myself, I think obviously we finished the back end of last season really well, and this season started pretty well with the Super Cup in the cabinet and a good performance against Crystal Palace. A bit of a shame that Christian Pulisic obviously going to be missing the game, joining Hakim Ziyech. Unfortunately, he's tested positive for COVID in the week. So that's going to be a bit of a miss for us. That's two players out from the top end of the pitch. I definitely, like a lot of Chelsea fans, cannot wait to see Lukaku come back and make his debut. It'll be touch and go whether he starts. I'm not really sure. I think perhaps Pulisic being out with COVID might force Tuchel's hand, and we might see him from the off. I'd like to see him up with Mason Mount and Kai Havertz personally, but again, I wouldn't be surprised if Timo Werner starts, because he's critical to how he plays, kind of in stretching the defence. Webby, are you confident that Arsenal's back line has got what it takes to handle Lukaku, or can you see a few problems being caused like Drogba used to do back in the day?
Yeah, I can definitely see Lukaku causing problems. I think he's going to cause problems for most defences in the Premier League. I think, I mean, obviously there's a lot of hype going around. Lukaku's going to just bully Arsenal and it's going to be like Drogba all over again. And I mean, it's obviously a very big day for Lukaku. Firstly, if he does start. And if he does, there's going to be huge pressure. The spotlight's going to be on him. He's back in the Premier League. He's fitting into a new team again. So I don't think it's as quite as simple as Lukaku's just going to rock up, bang a hat-trick, bully Arsenal. I mean, don't get me wrong, it could happen with our defence. But I'd like to think that Arteta and will work with the defence and actually come up with a strategy to combat it. And we should be able to make life hard for him and not just let him turn up at the Emirates and bully us like a lot of the media are kind of expecting to happen.
Yeah, I mean, that could definitely happen. Just in terms of, obviously, one of your defenders, Ben White, clearly struggled against Brentford. Obviously, it's too early to write him off. Can you see him, becoming successful in a back two, or do you think for Arsenal to get the best out of him, they've got to play a back three? Because he did look like he struggled a lot at times, particularly with that long ball up into the air, because Ivan Toney and Mbemba did have a bit of a field day against him.
Yeah, I mean, obviously he's used to playing on the back three at Brighton. I think he was playing alongside Pablo Mari, who is by no means our best defender. I think when Gabriel comes back into the side, it'll be a lot more suited to play alongside him. Gabriel's good in the air, probably be a bit better suited to play together. I think it's definitely way too early for anyone to write him off. I'm really surprised, like Jamie Carragher and Gary Neville literally tore him to shreds like after the game, and I was surprised that they'd do that, especially to an England international who's obviously had a tough night, and then to call him out and basically just rip him to pieces was brutal. Like, as an Arsenal fan, he's back him all the way. I think he's clearly a good defender. He got in the England side. He's done really well for Brighton. I think it'd be foolish to write him off. He did struggle last week, there's no doubt, and he looked susceptible in the air. He didn't win many headers. But yeah, it's going to take time to settle, as it has done with a lot of defenders when they've moved to new clubs. You look at like John Stones when he went to City and mistakes all over the place, and now he's one of the best in the league. So you've got to give the lad time. But yeah, no doubting it was a tough week at Brentford.
Yeah, no, definitely. So from a Chelsea perspective, I think, I'm not overly concerned about going into Sunday, not from a cocky perspective, but just from the fact that I know our record against Arteta is not good. I don't think we've won any of the last 4 games against Arsenal when he's been in charge. But I think now that, Thomas Tuchel's in charge, we've got a set system of playing very solid at the back. We've got some great options going forward. I just feel that the only way we're going to lose this is if we become complacent or make mistakes. I just don't think Arsenal got the quality at the moment to cause us any problems and beat us in an out-and-out match. Webby, if Arsenal are to get a result, what areas are key for success?
Well, Tierney down the left, like last week against Brentford on Friday night, he created 6 chances or something, and just people weren't getting on the end of them. He's going to be huge. If someone can be on the end of Tierney's chance creation, we'll do well, because he bombs down the left. He's got a great delivery. So Tierney's going to be key, but hopefully if Saka can start as well, it gives us a bit more balance. Last week it was all down the left. Saka will be key if he plays. Him and Smith Rowe have got the key to unlock teams, basically. If you look at that Arsenal team, you say, right, as an opposition, where's the threat? It's going to come from Saka and Smith Rowe, I think. So if we've got any chance of getting the 3 points on Sunday, then you're going to look to those two to be able to hopefully cut Chelsea open, because I think keeping a clean sheet will be a big ask. So I'm pretty sure we're going to have to score 2 or 3 if we want to win. Yeah, no,
I'd probably agree with that. I mean, I'd like to think that we wouldn't let any goals in, but you obviously can't keep a clean sheet every game, no matter how good your defence is. So I think for us to get a win, I think we're going to have to probably go to the Emirates and score at least 2 goals. We're definitely capable of that, but we just got to hope that obviously Lukaku can hit the ground running, because goals from the other forward players are few and far between at the moment. So I think there is a lot of pressure on him to deliver success and to deliver it quite quickly. But I mean, I'm confident of a result. Webby, what are you going with just to wrap up a score prediction for Sunday?
I'm going 3-1 Arsenal.
3-1 Arsenal. What, like on Boxing Day?
Yeah, 3-1 Arsenal. Back the boys every time.
Yeah, no, fair. I'm going to go. I think Chelsea win 2-1, and I'm going to back the record signing Big Rom to score in his debut. So yeah, we'll have
It's
to see.
inevitable, isn't it?
It's inevitable. No, he's going to take up where Drogba left off, and Arsenal's going to be his favourite team to score against. That's the hope anyway. But yeah, guys, that's just our match preview. So again, let us know your thoughts in the comments below. As always, smash a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and we'll catch you in the next one.